So, good morning. I'm Magali Anderson. I am in charge of sustainability and innovation for HOLCIM. HOLCIM is a company that makes a lot of building material. We just said it's a woman-centric. I feel like I'm a bit the center of attention just now. And I'm happy to be at the center as a woman. I'm extremely humbled to be here. When I heard the fantastic speakers just before, Sheila, thank you so much for involving me. I think there's so much to do, there's so much we can do. Teresa, I was listening to you. I tend to agree a bit with you. Don't tell the others. And so I went to visit Teresa in Philippines after meeting Sheila, or meeting virtually Sheila, and was such a highlight of my visit there. But what's great is that it was not just a dinner, even though it was a very enjoyable dinner, that now we are following and our teams are working. Something we decided to look at that we could do really quickly is soil stabilization. Because we talk a lot about houses, but if you don't have the soil, if you don't have the roads around it, for the farmers to take their food to market or for the kids to go to school, then it can be complicated and that can cost a fortune. So we are looking at a cheaper way to do that, and I understand that my teams now have the soil in their lab trying to find the way to do it. That's getting a bit too technical, but I think that's how we can help. And I was also listening to Zelim, and it's great. I don't know how you guys picked those examples, but I think you looked at what we do in HOLCIM to do it. That's fantastic. Thank you for that. So in Malawi, we have an organization called 14 Trees. And we talked here about the burn break, right? The fire break, it was in the movie. Well, 14 Trees is a new way to do bricks without firing. So it saves 14 trees per house. So it's also good for climate. And in Malawi, we actually, after doing that for some years, it's much lower CO2 than traditional building. We actually decided to go on a complete innovation step forward where we bought a 3D printer and we printed a school there. So my understanding, of course, Zelim would know that much better than I do, but there is a big shortage of schools in Malawi, and we could close that gap for the 3D printing. It might be a bit counterintuitive, but you can print the walls of a school in 18 hours, and we have now at the middle of printing 52 affordable houses in Kenya. So I think, I mean, at least as HOLCIM, we are really listening to that call for the building material companies to step in, as Juan Carlos just mentioned, how we can also help on the resilience. In Philippines, we are looking at building houses with bamboo, but putting mortar on it to consolidate them. So I think we can do all of that. We can really be part of that story. We can really step in, and I love like I said, the woman-centric, so thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Jeannie Birch from the University of Pennsylvania, and this is wonderful you're all joining this terrific initiative. I'm curious about where you are with the innovation in materials, in cement, and the engineering from Arab in terms of contributing to this initiative.
In fact, when we talked about cement, I always give the floor to Juan Carlos because he speaks about it so much better than me. But so on innovation, I'm in charge of both innovation and sustainability, and the fact we put them together is not by chance, is because we think that innovation can accelerate so much what we do in sustainability. So we work a lot on decarbonizing, cement, concrete, etc. There's a lot of work, but the 3D printing I was talking about that we have been doing in Malawi and Kenya, and that we intend to deploy way more largely, is clearly innovation. But I think where innovation can help a lot in cement, it's really what the gentleman just mentioned and what Juan Carlos talks about all the time, very rightly so, is how the resilience of those houses. I mean, we heard Teresa talking about the typhoons in Philippines. I very often mention that example. And that's why I mentioned how we are working now with builders who do bamboo houses, so much cheaper than traditional, but bringing them with a mortar, the resilience is needed to withstand this type of typhoon. So there is a key role there, and yeah, 80% of our innovation is into sustainability resilience topics.